This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Good morning, good evening, guten Abend to all our viewers and our listeners, and welcome to INC Radio Central Europe Satellite Studio. I'm Wency Habonitalia from Amsterdam, here in the Netherlands. Time check here, it is currently 8 p.m. Central European Time, and that is 2 a.m. in the Philippines. So to all our early birds that are watching from the Philippines, a warm welcome to you all, and to everyone who are tuned in on our YouTube channel here in Europe or wherever you are listening from. A very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all. On our tonight's show, we are talking about making memories, memories that matter, and cherishing summer moments. We have some guests with us this evening who will share with us some of their fond memories during summers. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce to you our guests this evening. First up, we have Miss Malou.
Oh, hello, everyone. Over in Central Europe, a pleasant evening. And over here in Olongapo City, Philippines, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. And it's so nice. And I'm very, very happy that I can join our program and meet everybody else and hear your fascinating stories of summer memories. So, to our viewers and listeners, stay tuned, stay with us till the end. And of course, I'm already announcing, as usual, we have German is fun.
Yes, that is right, Miss Malou. We are looking forward to that. Not only are you here to um, give us some of your childhood memories, but also to teach us again for German is fun. So once again, we would like to thank you for joining us this evening. We also have another guest with us. We have Miss Chanel.
Hello, everyone on INCRadio. I'm Chanel Manalili from Frankfurt, Germany, District of Central Europe, and I'm so happy and excited to be here once again, most especially because we have Miss Marlou on. And earlier, I was actually fangirling, talking to her in kind of not in person, but for the first time, and it's so exciting, especially for our regular or new listeners and viewers. Miss Malou hosts the segment Deutsch macht Spaß, which really has been
You.
helping me learning my German. So,
Oh, thank
Miss
you.
Wency, yes, I can feel the excitement from me and Miss Wency as well. So, if everyone is in our comments right now, please give a special shout out to Miss Wency and Miss Malu for being our amazing host and guests here with us today.
Yes, that's right, Miss Chanel. We are very excited for tonight's show. And you have mentioned that this is the first time that all of us are in the same screen. We'd like to play a game called an icebreaker game, and this is Would You Rather? Summer edition. So we'll have two options. We'll go around with our guest and you can tell us which one you would choose and maybe give us a reason as well why you chose that. So let's go into our first slide. What would you rather? Would you rather have a road trip with friends or have a staycation with family? Kindly
Oh,
unmute your mic if you have an answer already.
oh, Chanel, go ahead.
All right, I would love to do a road trip with friends, especially nowadays sometimes you may feel more lazy to go out or even leave the room, but now I've been pushing myself to be more proactive and going out and exploring the world while, I'm still young and able. How about you, Miss Malu? Would you rather do?
I'd rather have staycation with my family. Yeah. Well, at this age, road trip would not be my priority. Yeah. And perhaps staycation would be mine.
Oh, but your age doesn't show on your lovely face, Miss Malu. So we don't know. But of course, yeah,
Oh, thank you.
I would have to agree with you, Miss Malu, that I would have a staycation with my family as well. How about our next? What would you rather? Would you rather eat popsicles every day or eat watermelon every day? For me, as I'm also pregnant at the moment, so I would eat watermelon every day. Gotta watch the sugar from those popsicles, but so we are going to eat watermelon every day. How about you, Miss Malu?
Watermelon. I'd rather eat watermelon every day. It's one of my favorites. Whether it's summer, when I was still in the Netherlands, whether it's summer or any time of the year, as long as you get watermelon, let me have it.
It's
I
very
think I
true.
agree with Miss Wency and Miss Malu. I would also do watermelon every day as well. It's so refreshing, especially in the summer. It's a perfect snack.
That's
And
right.
it's also healthier as well than eating popsicles. How about our next one? Spend summer at the beach or spend summer in the mountains? Hmm. For
None of the
me,
above.
none of the above. That requires energy to go out. To go up in the mountains is to hike up the mountain, and to go to the beach is to also you have to walk. So uh, but for me, I grew up in New Zealand, and we do get a lot of we have a lot of mountains, we have a lot of beautiful mountains. So as I'm living here in the Netherlands now, where everything is flat, I would go to the mountains, spend some time in the mountains. um Miss Chanel, how about you?
I
Go
think
to the beach or the mountain?
Well, I grew up in Hawaii, so of course the beach is a norm for me. So I think for something different, I want to try spending time in the mountains. And I can see in our comments here, actually, congratulations for you, Miss Wency from Henry Inocencio. He said, Buntis, congratulations. And everybody also agrees watermelon. I haven't seen a popsicle one yet, so I think watermelon is a popular snack. And who else? I'm seeing a lot of spending summer at the beach from Kenjin Libunao. They also said spend summer in the mountains. So it's a good mix of both from the would you rather's.
Yes. So it's good that we have our viewers and listeners also join us in our icebreaker game. So also please later on in our discussion, also type in your childhood memories, and we will read them throughout our show. And we still have two more. What would you rather? So next one was watch a summer sunset or watch a summer sunrise. Who's an early bird and who's a night owl? Hmm. This is also hard.
Yeah, yeah, well, both of them are really wonderful sceneries. And I've seen both sunrise and sunset in Hawaii, and beautiful, beautiful. What's this sunrise? What do you call that? No, no, no. I forgot. I just had it on my mind. But we went up there. But beautiful. But if you were now asking me to choose between the two, perhaps I'd go for sunrise. Sunrise.
Oh, sunrise. How about you, Miss Chanel?
I am definitely a night owl, but in my experience watching the sunrise, there's something very magical, very beautiful about watching the sunrise. So I
Yeah.
agree with Miss Malu.
And that feeling that you're welcoming a new day, and being early there, it's like, oh, I'm receiving the blessings and I'm starting it early. That kind of feeling.
That is very true, Miss Malu and Miss Chanel. And I would have to agree with both of you that I would rather watch the sunrise than the sunset, because the sunset, if you work throughout the day as well, we always see the sunset, but sometimes we might not get to see the sunrise, and that is also A beautiful thing to witness. First thing in the morning to watch the sun. And our last, what would you rather? Our last one is have a summer with no sunburn or have a summer with no mosquito bites. That's hard.
Oh, would you rather have summer without mosquito bites? Did you say?
Yes. Have
Yes,
a summer with no mosquito bites.
yes. No mosquito bites. Oh my God. I'm allergic to it. Oh my.
I agree with Miss Malu. No mosquito bites. Sunburn I can handle.
There,
Yes,
there's creams that can help with sunburn,
yes,
but with mosquito
exactly.
bite, they're a bit harder to calm down. But so yes, thank you, Miss Malu and Miss Chanel for joining us on our icebreaker game. That was would you rather, and that was a very nice introduction, I think, to our topic conversation, which is all about summer and our summer memories. So to start off our discussion, we have a question, a couple of questions actually. So the first one would be, what's one summer memory you'll never forget and why does it stand out?
Okay.
Feel free to answer first.
Okay. So may I take the lead, Chanel? All right. Okay. Well, living in the Philippines, it's summer throughout. It could be summer and more summer. All right. But anyway, while living in the Netherlands, one summer we went to Hawaii, and it was my first time to see Hawaii. It had been my childhood dream to see Hawaii after watching the movies of Elvis Presley on Blue Hawaii and all that. Well, I got so fascinated, and I told myself that one day I'd see that place. And so did I. Anyway, with my family, with my husband, and with my daughter, we went to Hawaii for the first time. And the first thing I said, wow, this is paradise. There are two things from our experience there that have stood out in my memories. One was this: for the first time, my daughter recognized the part that the Filipino population plays in the American population. She was born and she was raised and she studied in Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands. That was until university. And while you're studying outside the Philippines or outside Asia, most of the books or the materials that you'd be having would talk about other cultures other than the Filipino culture. And we're not the focus. But so for a very long time, she would ask herself, where are the Filipinos? Where do the Filipinos stand on the map? Okay. So when we went to Hawaii, she noticed that a great part of the population was composed of Filipinos and other Asians like the Japanese, the Chinese, of course, and then there were some Europeans, of course, the Germans, the Portuguese, and other people from other countries. And so she recognized that a big part of the population in Hawaii was composed of Filipinos. And so she recognized that the Filipinos, after all, have an important role to play in the American society. And so she started saying, I'm proud to be a Filipino. And the second one for me was visiting Hawaii provided answers to my many questions about Hawaii and the Philippines. When I was growing up as a child in the Philippines, I was always wondering, why do we why do we have a lot of Hawaiian music and the Filipinos love it? And why do some children, or a lot of children in fact, learn to do the hula? And why is it that many Filipinos are in Hawaii, especially those from the northern part of the Philippines, the Ilocanos, or from the Visayas, from Negros Occidental, I think, who used to work on sugar plantation. So when I got to Hawaii, one of the first things that I did was to research about Filipinos. And it was really very, very interesting to find out how the Filipinos migrated to Hawaii. And there you go. So, indeed, the Filipinos play a very important role in the American population.
You know, Miss Malu, it's so amazing that you talk about the Filipino identity in America or in different parts of the world, and hearing you talk about your appreciation for Hawaii and how much of an impact Filipinos have made in the society and how much they've grown in different parts of the world. It touched me because as someone who's grown up in Hawaii, it kind of made me reflect on where my parents came from. And actually, my great grandfather was one of the plantation workers that immigrated from the Visayas area to Hawaii. And that's why my family was able to, live there and pretty much thrive there. And that's why I was able to pretty much grow up there my whole life. So that's amazing that you guys were able to experience from that perspective. And that also reminded me of my personal childhood memory was when we'd wake up early in the morning, probably 5 in the morning as children, and there would be so much noise around the home because my mom would be trying to pack all the beach towels. My dad would be in the kitchen cooking all this food, bringing the cooler, preparing all, the waters, everything we need, just so that our family could go to the beach early in the morning and make sure that we have parking, of course, and have the perfect spot to just start grilling and spending time with our cousins and our other relatives that were on the island as well, and just spend the whole day at the beach. And there are times when we take so long at the beach that we end up getting sunburn as well and even taking naps. But despite all the chaos, it was so amazing. It was beautiful that despite how hard it was to wake up and how chaotic it was in the morning, it was all worth it because we got to make memories together as a family, which is rare, even more so now that we're older and we've moved to different parts of the world. So that's my favorite summer childhood memory. How about you, Miss Wency? What was yours?
Well, we were talking about, you would grill food. For me, summer holidays, summer vacation is not complete without food. And a summer memory for me that I remember I remember now is my parents would take us with them as they visit some of the brethren that are under their care, who lives near the mountain, and we would go for a picnic by the stream. We would grill fish or vegetables, and yeah, just spend the whole day just playing in the water, eating, but no sunburn because the up in the mountains there's shade, so I did not get any sunburn. But yeah, that's a memory that I always go back to because I remember me and my brother being really small, and our parents already take us with them. They take the time to spend time with us, but as well as spend time with the brethren that has become family as well. So yeah, that is one of the very fond memories that I have of summer. Speaking of childhood and spending time with families, are there any family or childhood traditions that made your summer special? Mm. Miss Malu, do you have
Oh,
any?
oh yes, plenty. Remember, I'm over 70 years old now, so there should be plenty. But it's good, I still remember those childhood memories. Okay, one thing, it was every summer, my father would take us, the family, to the summer capital of the Philippines. Guess what place that is here in the Philippines? Chanel.
Yeah.
It's
I was gonna say Manila, but
oh, it's Baguio City. The climate there is different. Well, especially during those days, because now at the moment it's a little bit crowded now in Baguio City. There are a lot of people now over there. But during my childhood days, it was like, uh, for me, it was like going to America. being in a foreign country, the smell of the pine trees. Oh, wow. And also, the smell of the fabric conditioner when you're doing the laundry, that kind of smell, that is what you can smell there. That's what you could smell when you'd go up to Baguio City. And then during that time, it was the recreation center of the American military. So it's like what you have in Bayern, the Edelweiss Lodge. Yeah, but here it was Camp John Hay in Baguio City, and it was really like going to America when you'd go up to Baguio City. People there speak English, even in the markets. They'd speak English. Yeah, and uh, they, of course, they'd wear coats because it was cold. Yeah. All right. And we really enjoyed going up there. And I still have pictures taken during those times, together with the whole family and with my father, with my mother. What I've been doing with all these pictures, I turning them into mini books and then writing down some memories to pass on to my daughter and to my grandchildren. That's what I've been doing. So the mini books, or the albums, the photo books, I'd say, would include Hawaii, would include Baguio City, would include Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, and other places. Yeah, for their geography lessons and for their social values lessons.
Miss Malu, I love that you talked about the smell of your memory and even the foods, because I'm getting a bit hungry thinking about the foods from our past. Or right now, I'm actually quite homesick for a lot of Hawaiian food, which I'm sure I've
Oh,
talked about more than enough on INC Radio. But let me read out some of the comments because I'm seeing a lot of fun memories from our viewers as well. So I'll start with Rhea Gale Vanessa Goward. She says, my summer vacation in Singapore was something that has been on my bucket list for a long time. Happy to be able to cross it off my bucket list. Hashtag Hamburg. And Shar, what is your favorite part about Singapore? Okay, and then we'll read some more from Riza Hamuner. She said, one summer memory that I will never forget is when my father and I went on a trip together for the first time in 2024 and I covered the cost. It felt wonderful to be able to give back to him. Hashtag Berlin. That is so sweet. That's also my goal as well, to be able to give back to my parents and take them somewhere fun. Hopefully in Germany. I'll bring them out here. And then another memory is from Kenjin Libunal. They said, favorite summer memory is when I was able to hike in Vals, Netherlands, reaching the three country point, Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, was able to set foot in three places at a time. Hashtag Berlin, hashtag Meissen. That is amazing. I didn't even know you could do that. So that's also on my bucket list as well. And then last one from a familiar name is from Henry Inocencio. Favorite summer memory so far, hosting INC Radio Live with guests sitting next to me for the 111th anniversary episode with me and Jonna Rubik. So yes, that was a milestone celebration as well. So I didn't realize I was in summer. That's right. That's right. So how about for you, Miss Wency? Your summer memories or anything to share?
Yeah, I just want to go back to how we were talking, how Miss Malu and how you were also touching on like the smell of food. For me, it's always nostalgic, and it brings back a lot of memory if you smell something, especially like for example, if you're just walking through a street and someone is doing a barbecue and you just have like you hit that certain smell and you're like, oh, we used to do that, yeah. And before the show we were talking about the how you would cook fish in the Philippines, especially if you're up in the mountains. And well, there they don't have foil to cover fish or anything to put the food directly on the fire, but they would use banana leaves. And that would just bring back a lot of memory. Like, you have the family that are sitting together. You have like the Boodle fight style, where you just lay down banana leaves. You put all of the cooked food there, and you use your hands to eat. And it's just a very, very fun experience to be a kid surrounded by family and friends. And you would be laughing over food and just be talking and just spending some quality time with family and friends. And every summer, my brother and I used to look forward to that trip that we would take to the up the not really up the mountain, but like just at the foot of the mountain. So we were never fans of hiking up mountains then, but it's the food that I always remember, and certain smell.
Oh, you've just described the food in detail, and I'm pretty sure that many of our viewers and listeners, they must be eating right now and they're just getting hungrier and hungrier. Okay, me too. Although it's just 2 o'clock in the morning over here. Ah, the smell of grilled food. Oh, and the aroma of the banana leaves, you know, and the banana leaves that have been placed, over fire. Uh, this brings out that special aroma, and it makes you eat more. It just whets your appetite and all of that. Oh, by the way, talking about Hawaii, going back there, I just want to mention aloha Chanel, aloha Henry, aloha Rachel, and to all Hawaiians who might be listening now, I just want to let you know that I've got a lot of pictures used for today's episode of German is fun, because talking about um, uh, how did, how was your vacation? That's the title of the lesson. So I've used a lot of pictures taken in Hawaii, and I think in one of the pictures there's Brother Henry and Brother PJ, okay, doing the grill. Okay, just to let you know, Henry and your family, so stand by till the end.
Yeah, so we're very excited for that as well. Since we already talked about food, how do summer experiences help bring people closer together? Well, apart from food, do you have any other points or any other ideas that you would like to add to that about how summer experiences helps bring people closer together?
Oh, if I may. Okay, over here in the Philippines, during my childhood years, when we say summer vacation, usually it's nationwide. It's not like in Germany where every state or Bundesland has its own calendar. But here in the Philippines, we have the same schedule throughout the country. So we can visit one another. And my parents would see to it that we'd visit our relatives and stay with our relatives and learn how to get along with people by being helpful, by being polite, by not just lazing out or lazing around, but always taking the initiative to ask, what can I do? Or even without asking, like, for example, after a meal, you help already clear the table and wash the dishes. Our grandmother would always see to it that we have our schedule. Early in the morning, wash your face, comb your hair, dress properly for breakfast. We couldn't come to the table for breakfast without combing our hair, washing our face, or getting dressed properly for breakfast. And then after that, we'd run through our schedule. And sometimes there would be seven of us, seven cousins staying together, spending vacation with grandma, and each one of us has a special task. And then after that, at the weekend, we all go to see the movies. We go to the movie house. Yeah. And my aunt, at that time, who was still single, would pay the admission fee for all of us. And my grandma would prepare the baon. You know what baon is? Food to take along. Because there were so many of us, so we always had something to eat inside the movie house. So that was nice, but the responsibilities that were given to us or that we took seriously. They have been part of our personalities, and we have been able to pass them on to our children. And it's really very good. It's one way of getting along with people. When you are at other people's place and you're spending more than a day, don't treat yourself as a guest. You are already part of the family. Yeah. So those childhood memories are precious, are precious.
Yes, that's very true, Miss Malu. And speaking of grandparents, I just remember my grandparents when, yeah, during summer is that was the that was also part of the summer vacation that the cousins would go and spend time with the grandparents because sometimes grandparents lives far away, and then that would be the time that we would travel. We would go on the bus and then we would go to our grandparents. And speaking of food, because everything, all of our conversation I'm feeling is surrounding about food, but with my grandmother and a sister, and as Miss Malu has been mentioning a while ago, is that you have a specific task. And with my grandmother, she was very strict, and she taught me a lot about responsibility, as Miss Malu has also mentioned. And it was from her that I was taught how to cook dinding, which was an Ilocano dish that you can just have three main ingredients, and then you have a little bit of bagoong or fish sauce, and that was it. That was dinner, and that was something that I would take home back then to my parents, and my parents would be like, wow, you already know how to cook. But they just made us all the more be connected, like, with my grandparents and my parents. And yeah, those are very precious memories. Miss Chanel, do you know what ding is? I can see you looking a bit hungry, but do you know what that is?
I am very much hungry, but I don't know what ding ding is. I
Yeah.
might have tried it, but I didn't know. So please explain to me and to our viewers who aren't familiar with that.
Oh, it's very good. It's healthy. You can lessen the bagoong just so to lessen the saltiness, or and you can have variations because you have different vegetables. And while you're living abroad or outside the Philippines, you can sometimes improvise. Your ding ding. Like for example, here the first food that I tasted or that I requested when we retired here in the Philippines in 2022 was dinding. Ah, here you have saluyot. I don't know if you know it, but you can look it up and look. You can ask. Ah, that is precious. That is gold over there in Europe. Saluyot, um, squash, and then you have okra. All those three, put them together, you already have a dish. And then the following day, you can have another variation. You can have another set of three vegetables. That's it. And it goes on and on and on. Yeah. So you can have grilled fish or fried fish to put on top, or even shrimps, right? And you should try it.
Yeah.
You should try it.
I think
Yeah.
that'll be the next thing I learn how to cook.
It's very
Yeah.
easy with Chanel. Yeah,
Yes.
and but I do agree. But finding those vegetables here in Europe has been very hard. That was one of the cravings I had earlier on, but I could not find them in any of the groceries here. So still, if somebody from here in Central Europe knows a place where we can get them, please let us know and we will try to. But time has been going really fast. To our guests, Miss Chanel and Miss Malu. Just one last question before we end our discussion. What's one memory you hope to create before this summer ends?
Okay. All right. Um, we are set to go to Florida, USA next month to visit our daughter, our our son-in-law, and of course our two grandchildren. And I think that would be a very, very important visit. Lots of sweet memories. Although almost every day we go FaceTime with my grandchildren and with my daughter and son-in-law. But it's different face to face, it's a different experience. So I'll let you know. I'll update you, and you can invite me again to talk about a
Of course,
sequel
you're
to this
always welcome, Miss
episode.
Malu. You're always welcome here. How
Thank
about you, Miss
you.
Chanel?
Yes, actually, this is my first summer in Germany because every time I visited Germany, it was always winter. So I think one of the things that I'm very excited for is creating new memories with my new family here because it's my first time away from my family as well. And just traveling and seeing different parts of Germany and Europe, really. And I think what's coming up next weekend, I believe August 31st, that Sunday, there's a musical EVM in Lubbenau, and that is like 8 hours away from me, of a drive more or less. So that would be my first longest road trip ever. So I cannot wait to make new memories with the brethren that I'll be going with from the local Frankfurt and maybe even Wiesbaden. And I can't wait to meet all the brethren in that part of Germany as well. So I'm so excited, and I think it'll be the perfect way to close out for my summer.
Yes, thank you so much to our guests, to Miss Malu and to Miss Shina, for imparting on us some of their very cherished childhood memories, and also their upcoming memories that they will be making, which we will hear later on as well in our show. But for now, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we have more on INC Radio's Central Europe Satellite Studio. We'll take a quick break.
This is INC Radio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Every beat tells a story. And in business, every move matters. Tune in, level up. This is Business Beat. Every Sunday, 7 to 8 p.m. only at INC Radio.
Your Spotify playlist just got more exciting and inspiring because the INC Original Music is now on Spotify. Search up INC Original Music and discover songs about our faith and love, songs for our family and friends, songs full of hope, songs that keep us going. Add them all up to your favorite Spotify playlist. You can explore uplifting INC Original Music in a variety of styles and genres. Share your INC Original Music playlist to your friends. It's now even easier to share our faith and much easier to uplift ourselves and others through Christian music. INC Original Music, now available on Spotify.
Welcome back, everyone. You're still listening to INC Radio Central Europe Satellite Studio, and we had an amazing conversation with both of our guests, Miss Malu and Miss Shina. Thank you so much for sharing with us your childhood summer memories, but as well as to all our viewers and listeners, our comments have been flooded with all of your memories as well. But on our show, oh, what am I saying, next show, I'm just excited for the next segment of our show. That is why I'm tumbling over my words. But the next segment is Deutsch macht Spaß with Miss Malu Francisco. So let's go now to German is Fun.
German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß.
Hello everyone, hallo zusammen. Welcome to German is Fun. Willkommen zu Deutsch macht Spaß. I'm Marilu Francisco bringing you another fun session of learning basic German. For today, we'll learn words and expressions in German to describe our holiday or vacation.
American English, vacation. British English, holiday. How was your holiday? Wie war dein Urlaub? Wie war dein Urlaub? How was your holiday? How was your vacation? Word number 1 for today. Der Urlaub. Der Urlaub. U-R-L-A-U-B, and the stress is on the first syllable. That is the German word for holiday or vacation. Take note, the B at the end of the word is pronounced as P. So, Urlaub. To describe our holiday and yours, we begin with the holiday was, in German, der Urlaub war. War in English is was. So, der Urlaub war. And then you think of the different adjectives that you can use to describe your holiday in general. Here are some easy to learn adjectives that you can use. Just listen and repeat after me. The holiday was very good. Very good. Sehr gut. Sehr gut. The holiday was wonderful. Wonderful? So it means very nice. Sehr schön. Sehr schön. The holiday was fantastic. Fantastic, fantastisch. Or great, toll, T-O-L-L. Or der Urlaub war super. And where did you go for your holiday? Wo hast du deinen Urlaub gemacht? Where did you go for your holiday? Wo hast du deinen Urlaub gemacht? Example answers. I was in Berlin. Ich war in Berlin. Ich war in Berlin. I was in Vienna. Vienna, Wien. Ich war in Wien. I was in Rome. Rome, Rome. Ich war in Rome. I was in Hawaii. Hawaii, Hawaii. Ich war auf Hawaii. And the people there were very friendly. Die Leute dort waren sehr freundlich. Freundlich, friendly. Freundlich, friendly. Very friendly, sehr freundlich. People, Leute, Leute.
German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß.
Well, that's all for today on German is Fun. Deutsch macht Spaß. Thank you for joining me. Danke fürs Zuschauen und danke, dass ihr dabei wart. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Here is Malu Francisco saying, vielen Dank. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.
German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß.
So that was our German is fun for this week. We do hope our viewers and listeners were able to take down some of those words. If ever you are trying to study or learning Deutsch, sorry, I'm from the Netherlands and I say Deutsch. If you're trying to learn German, but yeah, I can see Sister Chanel Miss Chanel was also trying out the pronunciation. So yeah, we'll ask Miss Chanel later for what she learned. But for now, we have our CEU in action. So for our CEU in action for this evening's show, we have Brother Christian Reynoso, Minister of the Gospel here in the District of Central Europe. Brother Christian, guten Abend.
Guten Abend. Good evening, Sister Wency. Thank you for having us this evening in our INC radio. Good evening too to Sister Malu and Sister Chanel and to all that are tuned in our INC radio Central Europe.
Brother Christian, kindly tell us the activities that have happened here in our district and please update us on any future activities.
Yes, Sister Wency, we will be featuring this evening our activity that took place there in Berlin, Germany. They had an activity called Kadiwa Halo Halo Dessert Making. So our brethren, spearheaded by the Kadiwa members and supported by the other Christian family organization brethren, they prepared Halo Halo. And that is one of the most popular desserts in the Philippines. Halo halo, especially during summertime. So before the summer season closes or comes to an end, our brethren there try their best to not only introduce but to have fun together and have a great time. As you see in the pictures, they indeed had a great time eating halo halo. We could also try it, giving us the chance before the summer completely closes. Well, it has different ingredients, as you can see that they mixed. It could be adjusted based on what they want, depending on what they really want to add or remove from the ingredients, like more corn or more nata de coco if they're into coconut. And well, it's all up to them, as you could see in the pictures. But what makes this dessert even better, as you can see, is that when they eat it with their loved ones and friends and the brethren inside the Church of Christ. So let us ask the brethren maybe are watching, have they tried eating halo-halo? And they may try also before the summer ends. This is our CEU in action. Thank you for having us, and we hope that we have inspired the brethren all over the world. Thank you, po.
Thank you, Brother Christian. And this is definitely a good idea just before the summer ends here in Europe is to try halo halo if you haven't done so. But yeah, it's always the food that brings everyone together. So yes, so that was our See You in action for this week. Now is time to announce the top 3 most active clusters from last week's episode. And we'll find out who was the most active.
Third place, Frankfurt Cluster. Second place, Berlin Cluster. First place, Heidelberg Cluster.
So that was I was just having some technical difficulty with unmuting. But yeah, so congratulations to Heidelberg Cluster for being the most active cluster from last week's episode. So we are looking forward to who will be the most active cluster next week, because I can see a lot of clusters in our comments, and they have been active with participating, whether it was our icebreaker and also sharing with us their childhood memories or summer memories. So before we end our show this evening, I would love to give the floor back to our guests, and they can greet their loved ones. Any shout outs? Let's start with Miss Malu.
First of all, thank you so much for having me this evening over there and this morning over here in the Philippines. And I'd like to greet everyone in Central Europe. I really miss all of you. And thank you so much for the enriching and the beautiful memories that we've had together while we were living in Europe for over 30 years. And well, so thank you. And aloha to Miss Des Asenas and family. We'd always go there whenever we'd go to Hawaii. And aloha to, Central family. And of course to you, Chanel, and to your family. How do you say thank you? Mahalo, or how do you pronounce it?
Mahalo.
Mahalo. Oh, mahalo. Let's eat halo halo. Okay. That's good. All right. So that they go together, right? Halo halo, mahalo. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Now it's your
And
turn, Chanel.
Yes, big shout out to Miss Malu. Again, I'm a big fan, so I'm so happy that I'm on the show today. Also, shout out to Brother Christian. Thank you so much, Pope, for your updates. I can't wait to see more activities here in Central Europe, as well as to Miss Wency for being an amazing host. It was so fun being on the show with you as well. And big shout out to our chat, our listeners and viewers for being so interactive and so active. And again, congratulations to our active clusters for participating. Let's keep it up. Hopefully, I want to see more of Frankfurt represent up there. And last shout out goes to all the brethren I'll meet in Lebanon. I can't wait for the musical EVM. I can't wait to see all of you probably for the first time in person. I can't wait to say hi and make new memories. So thank you, everyone.
yes, thank you to our panelists, to our guests, Miss Malu and Miss Chanel. Once again, thank you for accepting our invitation. We will surely invite you again, and we will have another fun episode with discussion as well as insightful stories. And I just would like to express my gratitude and thanks to Miss Malu Francisco, not only for Germany's fun, but also for her memories had educational background as well for me, because I haven't been to Hawaii, and her sharing her memories from Hawaii and what she's learned has inspired me to visit Hawaii soon, hopefully soon. So yes, maybe Brother Christian, do you have any shout out po?
Yes, shout out to you, Sister Wency, for hosting us this evening. Indeed, amazing as what Sister Chanel said. Thank you, Sister Chanel, for always being active in sharing your thoughts and your experiences. And of course, Sister Malu, it's late there in the Philippines. Thank you for joining us. We would also like to greet all the brethren who are with us, tuned in live in our INC radio. And we would like to greet the brethren, the congregations under our care, Bonn, Amsterdam, Almere, and Luxembourg. I hope to see you all, especially in our upcoming musical evangelical mission on August 31, 2:30 in the afternoon, there in the Timmendorfer Strand, Lübeck, Germany, particularly in the Plaza Premium Hotel. Hope to see you there, and let's have fun together with the guests whom we will be inviting. Greetings also to our family, my wife, and all our children. Thank you so much, brethren. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you, Brother Christian. And that is definitely a memory that everyone will be looking forward to create as the summer ends here in Central Europe. I would just like to greet and acknowledge some of our viewers and listeners that have been commenting on our YouTube live chat. So greetings to Apple Rose, to Mario Calvello, to Jonah Rubik, Lisa Hamonel, Raziel Bermosa, Irene Juliet Calvello, to Rubik Joshua, to Lisa Hamoner again, Claire Gliocam, and from Brother Henry, from Henry Innocencio. Hawaii is so far. Don't go to Hawaii, go to Boracay. Oh, I think he just misses Hawaii. That's why he's saying don't go there. He just misses Hawaii. And of course, just one more from Rubik Joshua, who would like to say hello to Mr. Henry. So, and oh, just in time. Mr. Henry just said, see you all in Lubeck. And of course, we'd like to thank everyone, to all our viewers, our listeners, our guests for this evening. We'd also like to thank our district CFO advisor, Brother Scott Agustin, our assistant district minister, Brother Jake Edick, our district minister, Brother Joel B. Catalan. We also like to express our thanks to our INC Media Production Chief, Brother Montreville Boy, and our INC Radio Station Manager, Brother Wally Tagay. We'd also like to thank our CFO Coordinator, Brother Ralph Francis Esquera, to our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Aranyo Manalo, and of course, most importantly, we'd like to thank our church administration, our beloved executive minister, Brother Eduardo Vimanalo. And thank you to all our viewers and listeners for tuning in and watching, and of course, staying till the end of INC Radio Central Europe. But that is all the time that we have for our today's episode. We hope to see you again next week for more fun, more discussions, and of course, for more German is fun here on INC Radio Central Europe. So we'll see you again next time, and thank you all.